Let's go. It's time to pick these Sunday NFL player props for Week 15. Now this week, I'm a bit limited with my choices for Sunday because the league decided to also have 3 games on Saturday. Last week, I experienced something I had not experienced in quite a bit of time, and that was a losing week as I went 2-3 with the picks, thanks to Mr. Travis Kelce, who couldn't get me 4 more yards in his prop. That's all we needed, 4 more yards, and could have been 3-2 instead of 2-3. But you know what? We don't do back-to-back losing weeks here. We're right back to the winning vibe. So let's get started. And we start off this week in the Windy City, where the 12-1 Philadelphia Eagles are flying into Chi-Town to battle the Bears. Forget all the fly, Eagles, fly stuff. This week, it's about run, Eagles, run. And we are specifically talking about Philly tailback Miles Sanders, who ran all over the Giants last week. Sorry, Giants fans. In fact, Sanders, last 3 games, he has produced 311 rushing yards, and this week, he gets to face the Bears, whose defense ranks in the bottom 7 against running backs in carries, rushing yards, and yards per carry. This is too tempting, but it's hard to not see Sanders going over his rushing yard line of 68.5 yards this week. Bang this one. Sanders over 68.5 yards on the ground in the shot. Next up, let's keep giving love to the running backs against bad run defenses. Chiefs tailback Isiah Pacheco has scored touchdowns in 2 of his last 3 contests, and this week he gets the 1-11 Houston Texans. Now, this game could get ugly. Would it shock anyone if Kansas City put up 5 touchdowns on the board? Maybe 6 or 7? Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all. But let's say they reach one of those numbers. Well, I like Mr. Pacheco to find the end zone for one of them, whether it's running or catching the ball. Pacheco is averaging 16 carries a game since taking over the top running back spot. Give me Isiah Pacheco as an anytime touchdown scorer against the Texans. Now, thus far, the trend this week is exploiting soft defenses. So, let's keep it going. Mike Williams and the Chargers will be going up against a Titan secondary on Sunday that allows 191 yards receiving per game to wide receivers. Williams averages a team-high 69.6 receiving yards per game. He's gone over his receiving yards line prop in 5 of his 9 games this season. This week, the line is below his season average at 63.5. Now, last week, Williams returned from his ankle injury and caught 6 balls for $116 to go along with a touchdown. We know he has the ability to make big plays. This is a good spot against a soft defense. Go over with Williams on the 63.5 yards. The Jets, they also play a soft defense this week as they host the Lions. No Mike White in this one as Zach Wilson is back under center, but this is a good spot for Wilson in terms of throwing the ball, and it should be a good spot for Gang Green's receivers. Detroit has the NFL's 30th ranked pass defense this season as they surrender 263.4 yards per game through the air. So, let's look at Garrett Wilson for this one. Now, I know it's a new QB this week, but over the past 3 games, the Jets rookie wideout has averaged 111.6 receiving yards per game. In his worst performance against the Bills in Week 14, he had 79 receiving yards. His 64.5 receiving yards line looks quite low here this week. So, I think he goes over that number. Another over, guys. Jump on this one early against the Lions defense that is allowing the 2nd most receiving yards to wideouts this season. Now, the Giants, they actually face a good defense in Week 15 when they clash with the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. The Commanders have the NFL's 9th ranked D against the run, allowing 110.4 yards per game. We know Big Blue's offensive bag is all about running the ball. They're the 6th ranked running game in the league. Running the ball is the only way the Giants can stay competitive in most games, and that means a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. Barkley has struggled recently, but I like him to run well enough to find the end zone. The Giants tailback scored a touchdown against Washington in Week 13 when both teams played to what we love, a tie. I like Barkley to find the end zone for the G-Men again, so in Week 15, lock in Barkley as an anytime touchdown scorer. Honestly, because with the Giants, there aren't many good options when it comes to player props. There you have it. A very running back heavy player prop serving for you guys in Week 15, all for the people, as we also look for players to exploit bad defenses. That's the theme this week. Enjoy the games, enjoy the bets. We'll see you Week 16.